Quit looking at your phone. Quit Facebooking. Quit messaging people. Quit giving me the hairy eyeball. The 2 hairy eyeballs. What is happening, everybody? It's Sunday live haul.
It is.
It is approximately 5,000 degrees outside here in Vegas.
At least
5,000 degrees.
it is.
Yeah. But we're staying in here. We're staying air conditioned. Sometimes a little too air conditioned. I have a lap blanket I have to use.
Listen, the alternative is for you to be outside in Satan's asshole right now, because that's pretty much
Inappropriate. Inappropriate.
This is the hottest week so far in Las Vegas. We happen to live in a little pocket in Green Valley in Vegas. Yeah, it's 113 degrees right now. That's our zip code. I think if we had an actual thermometer right outside where we live, it's generally 1 to 2 degrees higher than is reported for the zip code.
I think you're just saying that.
No, it's always been that way. Ask anybody that lives in this neighborhood. But it's about 115 degrees in the backyard right now.
Basically, it's real hot. It's real hot. Actually, it's not bad though, because it is a dry heat, guys. I'm from Oregon, and basically what it feels like right now is what it feels like back in Oregon when it's like about 100 degrees, because you got humidity and everything. But still, it's real hot.
Yeah. See, so Gary's like, it's 95 there in humidity. Yeah, there's no humidity. I mean, our humidity's like 5%, which is virtually nothing. So just put it this way, like, you know, I've talked about, I have my little kiddie pool in the backyard. It's probably like 16 inches deep, just enough for me to float back there in my COVID pool. For the summer, the pool was full 2 days ago. It has about 2 inches of water in it right now. So that's how hot it is. It evaporates that quickly. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, it's, you know, this is the time of year, if you happen to live in Arizona or Nevada, certain parts of California, like Bakersfield or Palm Springs, Palm Desert, that type of thing. This is like winter for us. You don't really leave the house very much. You're in the air conditioning.
Yeah, you just turn the air conditioning on.
You go from air conditioned place to air conditioned place, and then you go out. If you're not in a pool, you're in air conditioning. That's it.
Yeah, which is okay with me. I'm all right with that. I got my little cave here. Anyway, guys, welcome. It is Sunday live haul. I'm Katy. This is Vicky, aka Victoria, aka likes to have the thermostat at about 55 degrees, aka my fiance. And welcome to the show. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. Okay, we took Wednesday off. We didn't really have any pressing topic to do on the show, and we just decided we wanted to get a lot of work
to do.
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do, guys. Come on. Anyway, I wanted to give a shout out to Red Neckerson Resales. We got $1.27 super chat. I haven't seen you in a while, Nate. Yeah.
Wow.
That was actually pretty quiet.
That was actually fairly tame.
Come on.
For those of you that do not know, it is the infamous T-Money, Teresa Cox's birthday today. So we want to give a public shout out to T-Money. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. That's her mugshot. Her mugshot.
Her mugshot.
She was pretty good in the mugshot. It's her headshot up there. You can see
wearing red, of course.
Wearing red. What's funny is that Frenchie had sent us a gift of my giant taco, and also a headshot. It was really funny. And Teresa was like, well, I'm going to send you a headshot. And then I put it on the wall, and she was like, I didn't realize that you were going to put me on the wall so that I'm in every single show. I think it's pretty funny. I enjoy it forever. And so, yeah, so there's Teresa up there. And Teresa, yeah, definitely happy birthday. I wanted to put up this comment from Camp Crazy 29, Blue 2. Says, my favorite sellers. Just want to let you know my last few weeks have been depressing, but as of Thursday, my son is now a U.S. Army soldier leaving for basic September 8th.
That's amazing. Is that him in the picture? I can't tell. That picture's so small. It looks like a young man in that picture.
Yeah.
Wish him good luck for us, and thank you. That's awesome.
Absolutely. I know that's got to be like,
it's super scary. I can only imagine as a parent. I am a parent. My daughter's 27 and she almost went into the military. She backed out at the very last minute. She was going to go in right after graduation, going to go into the Navy, which is fairly safe for a woman. Don't get me wrong. I'm aware of that. But I was still pretty scared. So I can only imagine being the parent of a son, how scary that is, but also how proud you must be. So
absolutely. My nephew went into the Marines. He's out now and he's back to civilian life, has been for over a year. But I remember when he went in as just a little kidlet, and I was really nervous about it. Of course, his mom was not super excited about it, but it really was because of his experience was good. He got in and like immediately told me like, should listen to you, Auntie. You never should have gone in, just because, you know, it's not, I think it's not what kids think it's going to be.
It's a great way to learn discipline and life skills. I don't care what anybody says, right? You know,
he never had to see any,
not to get into any type of political discussion or anything like that. I'm certainly not going to do that here on the show, but I think I think everybody, like a lot of other countries, what is it, Israel or lots of other countries, everybody should be serving in the military for a year and give them a chance to figure out what it's like.
Yeah. Well, and you know, he was really lucky. He got like, his assignment was like doing computer stuff and he never had to see any kind of combat. And he was in Okinawa pretty much the whole time. And so really what it did is it made him grow up and he became very responsible and disciplined. And now he's a big boy. I look at the pictures of him when he was in basic training and he was just a scrawny little runt. Like he was so scrawny and looks like a little baby, and now he's like a man, and he's got his own baby coming on the way. It's crazy. These kids
all grown up. He's all grown up now.
Kids growing up.
So I want to just touch on real briefly. So those of you that watch our show know that I and now Katy participate in a children's burn camp every summer, where we are camp counselors, and because of COVID, the camp has been canceled this year in person, but we are doing a virtual camp for the kids. So that is a week from today. So we want to let you guys know that we will still have our show next Sunday, but the following Wednesday, we will not be having a show because it'll be just like we're there. We are committed to daily programming every day during that week, and we will not be able to do our show. So it'll be just like we're not here.
Yeah. There is a slight possibility, I haven't even told you this yet, there is a slight possibility that next Sunday show, the schedule might be a little bit different because I'm not sure yet. I'm doing the virtual flea and he hasn't scheduled the time yet. And I realized that it goes in through the afternoon. So it's like, I'm hoping that I get an earlier slot, but I don't know that I'm necessarily going to have a whole lot of control over that. So give me the hurry up. I'll give them both to me.
So next Sunday I might be doing the show by myself.
No, it would just probably be at a like slightly different time. But you can see I've got my rack up here of stuff. I'm getting ready to do the virtual flea market. I'm pretty excited about it. So it'll be next Sunday sometime, but I'll let you guys know. I'm pretty excited about it. Sell some stuff in the virtual flea market on the old Instagram.
Hi, Teresa's mom on the big screen.
Hi, Teresa's mom. Anyway, so apparently mom saw Teresa's picture up on the wall there. So that's funny. Yeah. Your beautiful headshot, aka your mugshot, is that what you say? I think that'd be a pretty good picture to get your mugshot in. What do you think if Teresa was ever arrested? What do you think she'd be arrested for? What do you think her charges would be when she got booked? You gotta think about it.
Right now, it would be probably going off on somebody and calling them a Karen.
She's really embraced the
that's her new favorite thing is everybody's a Karen.
It's pretty funny. Yeah. She'd be very inappropriate. Oh, Teresa cracking the inappropriate joke. She's laughing at my rack. Quit laughing at my rack, Teresa. It's inappropriate.
My goodness.
Inappropriate.
Cheryl's husband volunteered to co-host with me next week, just so you know.
Yeah, apparently, also just real quick, Teresa's mom waved at us. We are waving back at mom, so we can't see her waving, but we will wave back at you.
She's so cute.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, okay, so we have our show today. This is our Sunday live haul show. We break it up into 3 parts. First part, we look at our real numbers for the last week, break them down, show you what our gross sales were across the platforms that we sell on, and what most of our costs are. And then the second part of the show, we look at some of our sales highlights from the last week. I had to really dig deep for those. Shockingly, you guys, she may have outsold me again. Although your numbers really dropped from last week, like a lot. Just kidding. Like a little bit. Not really.
I think they went up from last week.
No, they didn't. Oh, no, they did not. I take my victories where I can. No, you
my
did.
gross numbers were higher than they were last week.
No, they weren't. She
All right.
like doubled my numbers though from this last week. So let's just say she did pretty well. So we're going to be looking at our sold highlights for the last week, and then we'll go into our haul. We have a huge haul. I didn't really go sourcing again this week because my numbers have been down. And so I really haven't been wanting to spend a lot of cash. And so I've really been focusing on doing my cross posting to Macari, which I'm almost just about at 700 listings on Macari now. So I'm pretty excited about that. And just like
more than I have on Macari.
Week and a half I've been on there. By this next week, I want to have everything I want to have on there. So I should be like close to 1,500 listings by next week. So you guys can hold me to that.
So Pat Norman said he sent you a gift.
Oh, he's apologizing to you.
Thanks. He's apologizing. Thanks, Pat. I'm already aggravated. I don't even know what it is yet.
Pretty good. Anyway, yeah. So let's get into our show.
Oh, Allison thinks she's funny.
She's pretty funny. I will say, before we go and look at our numbers, so I woke up today and I woke up to like 15 offers, all from the same seller, like an international buyer, and like 15 offers, and like 11 of them I accepted. They were pretty good, and doing like a bulk order, like I'll take a little bit lower on some of the individual items, but like a few of them I did counter offers, and they accepted one of my counters, so I sold like 12 items. So I'm talking like starting my Sunday off with like $700 in sales. Only thing is, are they going to pay? What do you think?
Well, it's the middle of the night, so give them a minute.
Okay, when I accepted, it was like 5 o'clock. They're in Germany. It was like 5 o'clock in the evening in Germany, and then they came back and I countered. And
how many? Not that it's the only indicator, but are they a new buyer?
No, they have like 1,000 feedback.
Then they're going to pay.
Okay, so I'm hoping. I mean, especially because they accepted a counter, so obviously it wasn't like they just like made a bunch of offers and ran. They were paying attention, so
they'll pay.
But that's like $700.
They may have to transfer money. You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. And I sent them an invoice so that
you're not in managed payments yet. It's a whole thing.
I sent them an invoice because obviously with 12 items, the shipping added up to being like hundreds of dollars.
Exactly. By the time you sent everything over, you don't know. They could have had to wait for your adjusted. They could have gone to bed. Maybe they went out. Who knows?
You don't know. Hey. So anyway, guys, think happy thoughts for me, because it would be great after the last couple of weeks of my sales being kind of like meh. It would be great to start my Sunday, start my week off with a really big day.
I had an offer through Macari from someone to buy a bunch of my shirts too. So I'm thinking if I don't get some quick sales on those over the next couple of days, I may take that offer. And that was an offer for $700 or $800.
Don't even get me started on Macari. Geez. You know what, Macari, I've noticed that it's like super chatty. Like it's the only platform. I mean, Grail, I get some messages of people being like, hey, this is a really cool shirt you have. But Macari, it's like super chatty. Like I get lots of messages from people just saying like, oh, this shirt's fire. Cause that's how the kids say it. That's how the youth say it today. Or they say bro a lot. That's a little more. Now you're mixing your drag queen lingo in with the streetwear kids. And streetwear kids do not say work. I'm sorry. I don't think I ever see them say that. So I know you're trying to sound like you're cool, but let's be real, guys. We've been watching a whole lot of drag queen stuff lately. Anyway, so I've been getting lots of messages. And the other thing is I've been getting lots of messages from guys being like, I want to buy these 10 items of yours. And then they want to know how much. And then it's like, it turns out they just want to do like wholesale buys from me. I'm like, I'm not a wholesaler. Do you see my prices? I'm not a wholesaler. I'm not taking $1,500 worth of merchandise and selling it to you for $300. Dream on, buddy.
Yes, Sandra, we are about halfway through season 2 of Dragula. But then last night we watched an entire season in one night of the show that will make you cry through every freaking episode, called We Are Here.
We're Here
on HBO.
Seriously,
which just came out and it got paused because of COVID. They did their last episode in February, and then they ended up having to make a short season of 6 episodes. But we were crying like every 5 minutes into the first episode.
Like if you like Queer Eye, like the new version especially of Queer Eye, if you like that show, this show, it's so much heavier, and because we think it's better because it's like you were seriously like crying every single episode. It's insane. Basically, it's these 3 drag queens, and they go tour around America to small towns in America that are like pretty conservative, and they help people to do drag. And everybody has their different reason. Like some of them like actually are like aspiring drag queens, and some of them though are just people for different reasons are doing it to kind of make a statement, or it's
whatever. There's all different reasons, but
so good. So good. You will bawl your little brains out.
Yeah, I like felt like I had been crying all day by the time I went to sleep last night because it was that kind of show. It's
really, really good. First Writer, seriously, watch it because we were like, oh, what's this? And we started watching it. And it's all, the 3 drag queens are from RuPaul's Drag Race. I haven't seen all the seasons, but like Bob the Drag Queen is one of them. And then Shangela. And
see, Gary said I did see one episode of that. I was crying. See, Gary, it was seriously, I was crying 5 minutes into the first episode. I went, what in the fresh hell is this? And why is it doing this to me?
It's really intense, but it's really good. And if you like drag performances, then it's great because you get to see them do all kinds of fabulous things. It's called We're Here, and it's on HBO. And you can pretty much binge it in one day. Make sure you are hydrated. Drink lots of water, some Gatorade to get some electrolytes back in you, because otherwise you're going to end up with a massive headache because you will be crying too much. But if you need some, like,
Gary's very sensitive. Yeah. I love this. He's like, I'm crying during Schitt's Creek too. I did too. I'm a crier.
You know what? You know what?
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
We'll get back to our regular programming here in a second. The thing about Schitt's Creek is you start out the show and it's pretty silly, but as the show goes on and as the seasons go on, there are some really like touching moments and like kind of intense moments.
Yep.
I mean, come on, even It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Come on. I mean, they pretty much ended that show with, well, you don't, you never watched the show. You're like,
I haven't. No.
But thank you for pretending to be engaged with what I was saying. Anyway, but even that show ends with like, anyway. All right. So I guess we could go ahead and get into this now that we
do our actual show.
Now that we've talked about all this
stuff.
Now
that we've chatted about all of life's events.
Whatever.
We don't have a huge haul today, so
we don't. We don't. So, Gary says that he thinks he's David. Yeah, David is like your spirit animal.
Yeah, David is my spirit animal. I love him.
Yeah. See, and I am all about the mom. Like, she makes me happy. She's so funny. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and get into this. We're gonna look at our numbers. Hopefully next week, my numbers are gonna look awesome because I'm gonna get paid by that big sale, and I'm gonna have lots of more sales.
Okay.
I'm just putting that into the universe.
Right.
It's like the secret. Oprah taught me how to do that. All right, so here we go. Let me share the screen here. We'll start with my numbers. Yeah, I'm actually pretty close to what I was last week. I'm a little bit up from last week. But it's just been, it's really been dragging along, and Etsy has just absolutely died. Like, I'm down to like $1,000 for the last 30 days, which on Etsy, I mean, you guys, like less than a month ago.
That's a rough week.
Less than a month ago. How dare you? You're doing this again? You did this last week.
Sorry.
Your comedy is stale. Come on. Anyway, how dare you? But yeah, Etsy, I'm down to 1,000 for the last 30 days. And like less than a month ago, I was over 3,500. So Etsy's really taking a nosedive. And of course, eBay's just kind of coughing along. But I have 25 outgoing orders for eBay. 10 between Etsy, Grailed, and Macari, although I did actually have one of those is actually a sale through Instagram. So, and so I
really,
yes.
I didn't know you had an Instagram.
It wasn't a big one.
She doesn't tell me anything.
It was like a $55 sweatshirt. It wasn't anything crazy. Anyway, so 35 total outgoing orders. eBay, my gross sales, $1,405 $63. Etsy, Grailed, Macari, and my Instagram sale add up to $626.65. So my total gross sales, I did actually just barely eke my way over the $2,000 mark with $2,032.28. My shipping, $147.45. My promotion fees between eBay and Etsy. Am I boring you? You need to take a little nappy? You take a little nappy? You guys, you don't know this, but she is giving me more of the hairy eyeball.
I think you just shared the screen again, so don't worry. Now they know.
Well, I did that on purpose. It's called production value.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I want to make sure people know like the kind of abuse that I am suffering over here.
So you want it on screen when I stab you, is what you're saying.
Ooh, what are you gonna stab me with? Anyway, so yeah, so you can see my promotion fees between eBay and Etsy, and you can see all those are the final value fees. total costs, and my cost of goods down a little bit, $280. So my total net sales after costs, which is up a couple $100 from last week. So yay, $1,299.14. My gross average sale price is down a bit. I had a lot. I don't know what's been happening. I guess maybe it's because I've been relisting old stuff, so like really low value stuff. But I've had a lot of like little sales. So my gross average sale price is $58.07. I like to keep it above 60, but if I'm blowing out old stuff, I guess that's fine. And my net average sale price, $37.12. So that's where I'm at now to see how badly Victoria destroyed me this week. Let's look at it.
It was a pretty good week.
Mm-hmm.
I did better last week than this week, really?
Yeah, a little bit. Like seriously by like $70. So I mean, come on.
Okay.
Because your total net was over 3,000, if you remember.
Oh, but I thought my gross was higher this week.
No.
Okay. So 52 sales on eBay, 22 between Etsy, Posh, and Macari, which was pretty good. So I had a total of 74 outgoing orders, $28.57 and change on eBay, $11.92.11 between Etsy, Posh, and Macari, for a total of just over $4,049 for the week. I spent $406 on shipping. I did have some big, heavy items that were shipped this week. Total of $74.66 in promoted listing fees on eBay only. I didn't have any promoted listings sell on Etsy. eBay final value fees $295. Etsy, Posh, Macari somewhere around $107 and change. My total costs were just about $882 and change. My cost of goods, $269. That puts my total net at $2,897. I'm going to call that $2,900 for my total
whatever.
Net. I just
whatever. Somebody's cheating the numbers.
Rounded that up by $2.26. I'm totally cheating.
Yeah.
So just about $2,900 for my total net sales for the week. My average sale price, $54, almost $55. That's pretty good. I like to keep it over 50, so it's pretty good for me. And my net ASP at $39 and change. So that's a pretty good week for me. I mean, a very good week for me. I shouldn't say pretty good. I like to be over $2,500 for my total gross sales. So
I like that too.
Anything over that, I consider being a good week.
I like that too. Man, it's my sales have been fine. It's just I was rolling along so nicely before, and it's like I need some capital, because I like to have a good cushion. I want to be able to, especially with the way things have been this year. It's like, so even though I have the fundage to be able to buy more stuff to sell, it's like I'm kind of being a lot more conservative about it. And plus, I am focusing on Macari right now, but I really do need to buy a bunch of stuff. But I'm trying to be more conservative because I kind of feel like I don't know what's going to happen, and I want to be.
I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen. I think right now we're not too sure if the country's going to shut down again with COVID stuff. We don't really know what back to school looks like. If there's going to be a back to school rush, how many cities are going to actually open up for back to school for this fall quarter, and how many kids are going to be homeschooled, and if that's going to affect sales. For that actual back to school selling. I don't sell kids clothes, but there's still an actual back to school rush, regardless of whether it's kids clothing or not.
All right, stop playing with that. It made lots of noise.
All that stuff. So I'm not entirely sure how that's going to affect our sales. I also don't know how, Q4 is going to be affected with people's unemployment and extra unemployment money running out in the next couple of weeks. I really don't know what this year is going to look like for sales. So that all of that makes me a little bit uneasy, Yeah. So it's, we're in uncertain times. That's sure. It's tough to tell.
Teresa says I'm going to make $1 million with my rack next week, next Sunday. So just real quick, I have the link down below for the Instagram, but basically there's a guy on Instagram, 1980 something co, who does a virtual flea market every week, which you can actually go check it. It'll be live still after the show is over. But there's so many people that want to do it, so many sellers that want to do it. You have to enter a raffle to be able to even get a spot. So I got one for next week. I don't know what time it's going to be. But I'm going to have 60 minutes live on Instagram. I think if you follow me on Instagram, it'll actually tell you that I'm live, because I'll join his live, but it'll show me my profiles being live as well, I believe. But you might want to follow him as well to be sure. But anyway, I'll have 60 minutes to basically sell stuff, and then I'm gonna have stuff that I'll sell at I'll have like set prices for, and then I'll have a few items that I'll actually do auctions throughout, because that's what most of the guys do that do the show. And I have yet to see a woman on there, so I don't know if I'm gonna be the first one. I mean, obviously I haven't watched all of his stuff, but
you might be.
I don't know if I am or not, but I might be. But so I have actually picked up a few items this week. I don't have them yet, but you'll see them over this next week. I'll put them up on my Instagram. I bought a couple things from Derek, a couple of t-shirts that I think will hopefully do
be some fire.
Do really well on as auction pieces. And then I have another shirt that I bought somebody on eBay that I haven't seen anywhere else before, and I think it might do really well too. So my goal next Sunday is I want to see if I can make it like $1,000.
Barry seems to think she's going to do $2,500 in an hour.
Yeah,
I think she will.
He's convinced I'll do $2,500. I don't know. I have no idea how it's going to go. I'm going to be like conservative and say if I can make 1,000, that'll be really cool.
Oh, I think you're going to do 2,500. I think Barry's right.
Barry was like, if you hit $2,500, you have to take me out for sushi, which I am down with that, because first of all, I'll be hitting $2,500. Secondly,
and I get to go.
Barry has been a really great friend to both of us. I feel like our relationship with him is what being a part of the seller community is all about. As you know, he really pushed me to even like try to do this virtual flea. Mm-hmm. And he's definitely, even though he's much newer seller than either one of us, he's a lot more adventurous, I'd say, mm-hmm. because he's always like being like, I'm going to go do this, and now I'm doing this. And
he's very much new school, even though he's an old dude like us. He's much more in touch with the newer wave of streetwear selling. Katy knows what her products are. Don't get me wrong. She knows how, but she's not taking advantage of all of the new ways to sell in the way that the young kids still do or are doing. While Barry does do that. And I think he's pulling you into that direction. But I think our relationship with Barry is mutually beneficial in that way, where he not only sells stuff to us, so he makes money in that way, but also introduces us to people and vice versa. So
he's the whole reason we have a relationship with Yesterday's Fits.
Yeah, he's very much a super cool dude, but he's a good friend, and he's what building relationships is all about in this business. It's not just about what he can get for himself. He's about helping other people too. And I think that, it goes both ways. I think that's an awesome part of having a relationship like that.
Yeah, for sure. It's 1980s something co. I have a link down below. Go check him out. His content's really cool. And I think he's doing some really neat stuff. Really innovative stuff. He also does I don't know if it's like nightly. It might be a nightly show that's kind of like, he calls it is it the vintage
I've never watched anything. I don't know what the guy looks like.
The vintage shop. I think it's called the vintage
Not my
shopping.
Thing.
I gotcha. The vintage shopping network or something like that. It's basically like the home shopping network. And he does it like live every night for like an hour. And he has people come on and they get 5 minutes to sell their stuff. It's really, really cool for considering like the whole shutdown and everything that's been happening. I think it's been really innovative for a lot of people. And luckily I'm getting dragged along a little bit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually have a few things in my haul to show today that I purchased from Barry, actually.
Yeah. Oh, Jen, I don't know who are thinking. I don't watch enough of the videos. I'm really bad about keeping up on social media stuff because, I'm always working, but.
Neither one of us watch any videos. We always say this all the time. We're so bad. We don't watch YouTube videos. We don't watch Instagram lives.
Yeah.
Katy's been watching some of this 1980s guy stuff because she's going to be on the show. So she wanted to.
I already
understand the content at least.
Yeah, I already followed him. The problem with the virtual flea for me is that Saturdays, he does them on Saturdays and Sundays, and Saturdays are when we go out and do yard sales. So I can't really watch it then because I'm the one driving. And then Sundays we have our show. So I'm only able to I can watch back the videos, but it's not as fun if you can't actually like participate. Mm-hmm. So anyway, yes, I will let you guys know when that comes up, what time. I should know by Wednesday's show. What time I'm going to be on. But let's go ahead and jump into our sales highlights for the last week. You had some really good sales. I had some good ones too, but you got some really cool ones that I think are going to be fun to share. And then after that, we'll go into our
little mini haul.
Our little mini haul for the week. But let's go ahead and look at this. I actually grouped. You sold a lot of jeans,
that's what I was.
So I grouped them together.
I was hoping you would do that. You're so good.
I know.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so I had purchased a lot of jeans from a friend of mine back east. I think I showed those a few weeks ago. And they were dead stock, mostly from the 80s and 90s. And a lot of them were worth quite a bit. And she had actually put them up on Facebook and was like, anybody need these? I'm just giving them away. And I messaged her right away. I was like, can I pay you for them? And will you ship them to me? Because you should not be giving these away. So this is one of the pairs. I actually took an offer on these for $79. You know, that's when you're happy that you get a good offer. You list something for $89.95. Somebody offers $79. You're like, yeah, sure, I'll take that. So I sold them for $79 plus shipping. That's it. I paid $9 on average, I think, for each of these pairs of jeans. So that's $79 for that one. These I sold for an offer for $150.
Crazy.
Another good offer. Something's on sale for $167 and they offer you $150. Yes, I'll take $150 on that. Also put a $9 purchase price on those.
Okay, and then the next pair.
This also, these sold for $79. Actually, I'm sorry, the first one sold for the full price then. These did sell for $79.
Do you really have 10 pairs available?
I do not, and that's how you can tell. If you look at this, you can tell it was ended. I don't know what happened. For some reason, this was an weird eBay glitch. It showed I had 68 available.
Oh, dear Lord. Good thing it wasn't like a hot item.
And when I went to go ship them, it actually showed that was when I realized it showed I had 68 available. I was like, what the what? So I ended it. It won't, if you look at it now, if you scroll up, it'll show this item has been ended or whatever.
I don't know. Okay. Gotcha.
Listing was ended by the seller.
Interesting.
So yeah, so I paid $70. This one I paid also $9 for this pair. They sold for $79. The first pair sold for the $89.95. Sorry.
Okay. So gotcha. All right. First one for me. This jacket, I'm actually surprised it didn't sell sooner, but I guess now, you know, people are thinking about politics a little more. 1985 presidential inauguration satin bomber jacket. So this is from Reagan. And
I love that jacket.
It's a really cool jacket. And, you know, I took an offer for it for $75, but I've had it for a number of months. So, I mean, it really wasn't going to sell for a lot more than that. Sometimes I see things like this and I'm like, this is going to sell for a ton. But apparently there aren't people like walking around in their cool 1985 presidential inauguration jacket.
They clearly don't care like you do.
I just think it's such a cool jacket. Oh, and it's like, plus the back of it. Maybe that's why it took a little bit longer because it's like the Sierra Nevada. Is it, how do you say that? Is it chorale?
Yeah, chorale, like the singing choir.
Well, I know a choir, but anyway. But yeah, so $75. But yeah, just a cool jacket. Topical. It's very topical.
It is topical.
Go ahead.
So this is nothing exciting. It's just a typical vintage Hawaiian muumuu.
Looks like all the muumuus I wear every day.
Yeah, you wear those daily for sure. I should have cropped that second photo. Sorry. These are not my photos. This is not my photo studio, but I paid about $5 for it. What was nice about it is that it sold very quickly. It sold for full price, and I think it was listed a day, maybe 2 days. So I really liked it. I mean,
it's fancy.
$5. It was nice. It was crispy, nice bright colors. I think there's a whole lot of people hanging out at home in their stay-at-home orders, walking around in muumuus lately.
Remember when Homer Simpson figured out that he could just wear a muumuu and it was like so much more comfortable, and then he could just eat whatever he wanted?
I don't think I remember that.
That's probably because you never watched it.
I watched a lot of Simpsons, but I mean,
well, there's only like 5,000 episodes.
It gets a bit repetitive after a while, so you know.
All right. Next one for me is this Bon Jovi shirt. So this is actually the second time I've sold this shirt. Apparently Bon Jovi not as in demand as one would hope, but I took an offer.
Bite your tongue.
Just saying, you weren't buying this shirt. I sold this like maybe a month ago for $80. It's like an offer for $80, and then they never paid. Wah, wah, wah. And so I put it back up again, and then this time I got an offer for $90. I accepted, and hooray, hooray, they actually paid. So I sold it for $90. But yeah, I'm finding that like a lot of the kind of, I mean, Bon Jovi, he sort of fits in with like the hairband stuff, sort of. I'm finding that a lot of that stuff just isn't selling for as much, I think, as maybe it once did, or it's just kind of.
It's not selling as much.
It's not selling as much in person.
It's okay. So. I won't punch you for that comment. It's true. Yeah. The hairband days are, you know, the resurgence of the hairbands is starting to fade. Starting to fade. Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, they came back around 99 to 2000, and they went hard for 20 years touring again. And the reality is that it's done now. Everybody go home. You're 65.
Yeah, stop it.
We've all seen you 25 times in the last 20 years. We relived our youths. It was great. We got to hang out, take pictures. It was a great time. Everybody got to do everything they wanted to do with you when they were in their teens. And yeah, no, it's done now. Go home. Hang it up.
I mean, unless you can actually pull it off, which most of them can't. So because there's definitely some artists, maybe not in the hairband grouping, but there's some artists who are like have been doing it forever and they still sound freaking amazing. So
yep.
I don't know, like, what's his name
as
from
Dana
Styx?
says, fading like an old bandana and hairline.
What's the
It's
lead
true.
singer's name from Styx? I don't remember. I saw like a video of him in lockdown, and he did a video, and his voice is still
some of them
amazing.
still sound great. And you know what? As Dana can test, Bret Michaels still looks great, but it's a fine line.
Well, I mean, Bret Michaels, he
Walk
was
out.
never a big singer. So
Dennis DeYoung. Thanks, Mal.
all right.
Mal, the sports gal. It's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, you know, it's a fine line. There's a few of them that still look good and they still sound good, and all is well and good. But at some point, Brett's only 55, but 56, I think. But he still, he takes really, really, really good care of himself. But that's the exception. And he was never a fantastic singer. He's just a good performer still. But a lot of them, I mean, in reality it's time. Let it go. Hang it up.
Yep. All right. Next one for you.
This one took a little bit to sell. I think I probably had this for what, 3 or 4 months, maybe. I can't even remember.
It hasn't been that long.
I bought this from Barry. I want to say.
Yeah. So it was when we went.
Oh, so it's been through. It's been March or April then. Yeah.
Probably April.
I want to say I paid $10, $15 maybe.
Yeah.
It sold for $104.97. It shipped to California. Buyer paid $29.95 shipping. Shipping was actually only $15. It only weighs 7 pounds. And this is one of those, I wrapped this in a contractor bag, tape it real tight, and shipped it. And this actually shipped USPS because it was only going 1 state over. Had it been going to the other coast, it would have been a FedEx shipment. But this one was closer because of that. Yeah,
for sure. I want to answer Tommy's question here about talking about a friend who just started eBay and has a limit of 10 listings. I mean, I know you think like, oh, what the hell? Like that really sucks to start with that low. But the reality is there are a lot of scammer sellers out there. And I don't know if you sell vintage T-shirts at all, but if you just try to look for any vintage T-shirt, there's like a million sellers out there that have these made to order remakes, knockoff T-shirts that are not licensed, and it's really flooding the market. But I think they buy like old accounts. But when you start a new account, they're basically avoiding somebody opening a new account and immediately selling a bunch of stuff, bunch of high-priced, high-valued stuff, and then running away with the money. So they have to protect. They need you to build a history of responsible selling. And so, yeah, it sucks because you can't list every day if you only have 10 items. But what I would suggest is usually they'll raise your limit every 30 days. But if you have them call like maybe 27 days later, so maybe have them call now and see what they say. And then every 30 days or every 27 days, have them call and be like, would you please manually up my limits? And usually they will do it 2-3 days early. And it's just going to take a while before they get to a place where they can actually list freely. They just got to. It's kind of like the way it is for everybody when you start out these days. So sorry. All right. Anything else about your cool backpack?
No, it's a really cool one. If you happen to find an even older, these always sell very well. They're very light. They're very easy to ship. Like I said, contractor bag, well wrapped. If you can do a contractor bag and then maybe like some, shrink wrap or something like that, you don't need to put it in a box, although you can, but there's nothing that's going to happen to it. It's not going to get damaged. So there's really no need to.
They're pretty hardy.
But anyway, I think it's pretty great. They sell very, very well. If it happens to have the leather or that heavy leather suede bottom on them, they sell even better. This one did not have that.
Okay, so next up, I grouped together 2 T-shirts. They weren't sold to the same seller or same buyer, but they sold within minutes of each other, and they both were for $97.99. So at first I was like, did the same person buy 2 T-shirts? But no, they just sold. It was like I'd had a couple of days of really bad sales on eBay, and then all of a sudden I had like 3 pretty significant sales, like back to back to back on eBay, and this was one of them. Thing with this particular sale, it was one of those ones where I sold it, and then they messaged me and said, hey, could you please, I gave the wrong address. Could you send it to this other address instead? And the thing is, we tell people that, it's sort of okay to, it's up to your discretion to do that. It is going to be a problem if they open like an item not received case on PayPal because you didn't send it to the address that's on their account. But if you feel comfortable doing it, then you can do it. I went ahead and did it. And here's why. I actually found the person's, oh, I'm sorry, you're yawning again. You're on video, you're embarrassing me. She's giving me the eyeball, you guys. Anyway, I went ahead and found their email address, and I actually emailed them from my email address, and I said, hey, I just wanted to check and make sure that your account wasn't compromised and that you really ordered this, that you want me to change the address, because I was kind of desperate for the sale. And to be honest, like I didn't want to potentially lose the sale by canceling it and making them re-buy it. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe in a couple of weeks or in a month, I'm going to be full of regret, and you guys will be like, why'd you do that? But I wanted some money. Okay. So I sold this one for $97.99. I think I paid like $20 at yesterday's Fits. So decent flip. And then this one I think is really cool. It's all
I like that one.
This is another one I probably paid like $20 for. Got it.
I can hear the theme song for The Lion King.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that how it sounds like?
I have no idea. That's what I can hear every time I look at that shirt. That's what I hear in my head.
Anyway, I love the shirt. I paid maybe $20 for it. Sold it for $97.99. I think it's an awesome shirt. Pretty cool. But yeah, so those two sales happened one after another, and I was happy with that. Gave me a decent sales day. All right, what you got here? This is pretty fancy stuff right here.
Oh yeah, this is a pretty hideous. This is one of those things you're like, ugly sells. Okay, so this sold. I picked this up at an estate sale with Katy when we were out garage sailing a few weeks ago. It wasn't listed very long. I think I had it listed maybe a week or two.
Yeah, because didn't you like take a while to get it listed?
It took me a week or two to get it listed, and it's been listed about a week or two. And it sold on Etsy
for
$129.95. I paid $10 for it, and the buyer paid shipping.
Yeah, that's a great sale. And I think I remember because it was like this. It was like a private estate sale, like the family was doing it. And I remember I
bought a lot of things. This is where I bought the blender that I sold to Sandra.
Yeah,
this is where I bought a lot of things at the sale. They were actually everything was priced very, very well for what they had. They didn't have the prices really jacked up like they do here frequently. Well,
and I remember the woman who, because as Victoria's private assistant, personal assistant, when we go to estate sales, I tracked down the lady to come and help me get it down. So we had to like get up on a chair, and I didn't really want to like try to climb on anything. And so as she was taking it down, she said something about like her sister-in-law made it, and it's really nice. Like the construction of it's really well done. It's a very cool lamp.
Yeah, and it was still hanging, plugged in, and covered
and
in
look at
dust.
The cool light that's in it.
Yeah, it still had the cut glass, pressed glass dome light inside too. So
yeah, it's really cool.
I didn't even bother to try and take it apart. I sold it just as is. Yes, it's going to go in just in a big box FedEx ground. Yep.
Yeah. All right, next one for me is this Madness New World Order NWO t-shirt, Randy Savage. Woo woo!
Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Yeah, pretty much. So this was a shirt I had gotten I think 4 different wrestling shirts at this particular buy from yesterday's Fits. And if you remember, I had that really cool purple Randy Savage t-shirt that I also sold. That was in the 80s when I also sold that one for like $150. This one I accepted an offer for $150, which is great because that's the way I price stuff like this particular one, I priced it basically so at 30% off it's going to be about $200, but I know that like I would be happy getting $150. So anytime somebody offers me the price that I know in my head I would be happy with, I'm like, heck yeah. So I sold this one for $150. It's a cool shirt. This is one that like I had a lot of interest in and I got a lot of offers on, but most of them were too low. This is a really cool shirt. It's not one there are much of any at all out there available right now. So I expected to get at least a decent price for it.
Greg says now he wants a Slim Jim.
Oh, okay.
Rip into a Slim Jim.
Indeed. So $150 for this one. I was pretty happy with that sale.
I'm making all kinds of really, really bad impressions today.
Yeah, you're not very good at that. You're not very good at that.
You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome.
It's true. All right, go ahead. Tell us about this tiny
So
little
this
picture.
is a tiny picture. Sorry, I probably should have let Katy do a screen grab instead of doing a screenshot myself. But this is just a Paddington Bear comforter. I'm not even sure if I showed it on the show or not. I may have. I paid about $8 for this. I grabbed it, I think, when we were in Arizona on our Arizona trip sourcing last month or about 6 weeks ago. And it sold for $78 on Macari. Buyer paid shipping. I love Macari. I accepted a little bit less than I would have on eBay because it's only 10% on Macari.
Yeah.
And the buyer paid shipping. So
there you go.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
It sold very quickly. It sold like within a week or two of listing as well.
I'm having to get used to the whole Macari thing because it's like, I've had a couple of sales on there now, and it's definitely nice to have the flat 10% fee, and that's it. And it's only once it sells. But it is quite like you ship the item out and it has to get to your buyer. So depending on how long that takes, I mean, usually it's within a couple of days, but if it takes a few days.
This took about 5 days because it went FedEx.
So it takes you like a few days, and then they have 3 days to give you a review. And so unless they review you right away, you are potentially waiting. So it might be a week before you can even request to transfer money.
This went out on a Friday. It probably took a good 10 days from the time it sold to the time I got paid. That's pretty normal on Macari. I'm used to it now. I've been selling on Macari for since September. So I'm pretty used to the way it works now. I transfer money once a week and I just don't even bother taking care of it. But yeah, I'm used to it.
All right, next one for me.
Oh, that was a cool one.
I sold like 5 things this last week on Etsy, which was kind of meh. Only like a couple $100 on there. But this was probably one of my favorite things that was sold on there. I love the colors. I love.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Bugle Boy. It's like, to me, I love a lot of the designs of like the old 80s Bugle Boy stuff, but it doesn't necessarily sell as well. It doesn't move as fast. It's not as cool as some of the other brands from that time period. But this one's, I think, is pretty awesome. So I was really happy to be able to sell this. But let me show you how much it sold for. There was a 10% off coupon going on, and sale going on. So it actually sold for $62.99. But $62.99, that's pretty good for a Bugle Boy t-shirt, in my opinion. But
yeah, I think so.
Just the colors on this.
That's a cool.
It's such a cool shirt. And like the
cool
front
graphic
has like, it goes down the side there. So I think this particular one is just a really cool design and good colors. Nice and vibrant. And I don't even think the pictures do it justice because it's really hard to, at least for me, I have a hard time photographing these kind of like neon colors. Neons and pastels have a hard time showing like vibrancy.
Well, can you imagine what the hell they look like on my screen if you have a hard time with them?
Yeah. So anyway, okay, next one for you.
So Jen said, I really don't love that you have to give your social security number. Are you saying for managed payments? If eBay, it depends on what you sell, but eBay has had my social security number for probably 15 years at this point, to be honest with you, Jen.
Etsy has to have it too, because
Etsy needs your social. Every single platform needs your social. So the only way they have not requested your social is if you are selling under the threshold where they haven't had to send you a 1099 yet. So you've just skated by if they haven't asked you for it yet. So I wouldn't be really concerned with it. It's every selling platform needs your social. Every one of them has mine now. Poshmark, Macari, Etsy. It's just a way of doing business. I wouldn't be really concerned with it, hon. All of all of them have them. And frankly, it's not hard to find your social. I mean, really, if hackers want to find you, they can find you by now.
Rude.
Everybody has our shit. It's honestly, it's not as well preserved as it once was. It just isn't.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
So this was a fun sale. This sold, this was offers to watchers. So I had purchased four of these like Chinese I don't know, robes, I guess they're called, these hand embroidered robes at an estate sale about a year ago, I think. And I had paid about $5 for 4 of them. And I sold 2 of them and a children's one. So I think I had 5 pieces total. I sold 3 of those pieces for like over $450 very quickly. And these 2 sat for quite a while. I sent out offers to watchers on these Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure. It was probably Friday. And I sold 2 to the same person for $300. I had already, it sold pretty quickly. Same person bought both of them. I'm happy to have them sold. They paid right away.
Very nice.
I had very little money into them.
I remember you pulling them out of like a suitcase or something.
Yeah, I pulled them out of a suitcase at an estate sale, and the woman thought it was just all fabric, and I just bought everything without really, I just knew it was old fabric, actually. I wasn't even sure what they were, but I was like, I want this. Put it in a big pile.
That was really cool. Okay, so this is my Grailed sale. I sold 3 things on Grail this last week. This is one of the jackets that I bought from Jesse's mom when we went and bought a bunch of things from her. And so I think I paid like maybe like $20 for it. It's not that exciting of a jacket because it doesn't have anything on the back going on in the back. It would have been cool if it was embroidered on the back, but it just has this little front, as the kids say, this front hit. There's no back hit, just front hit. And so I put this up and it sold for $105. It actually, it sold for that price. It's going to, I believe it went to Canada. So that was to cover the shipping as well. So 105, so it was a decent sale, but it wasn't really going to sell for a ton more than that anyway. I don't think, because it's just kind of, it's not that exciting of a jacket. I like the red and the blue though. It looks pretty cool. But that was like probably the best sale that I had on Grail this last week, since I only had 3 sales.
So Carrie asked, are you talking about the Chinese jackets that I had? So those Chinese jackets, I had actually asked for help when I first got them, and they're from the Hmong province. I had asked someone to help me with identifying them. So they're Chinese, not Japanese. And it was from the Hmong province, and they're called the Hill People. I don't know a lot about that other than that terminology. So I put out the flag for some help a year ago when I first got them, and that was the information that I was given.
Yeah. Allison says Jesse's mom has got it going on. She's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. She's old school eBay. She was doing eBay back in the 90s.
She's like me. She's OG eBay.
She's OG eBay. She taught Jesse and Austin eBay.
She's about my
little kids.
She's about my age too.
Yeah. A little bit older, but yeah. So next one for you.
This was an Etsy sale.
I don't know why you sent me a screenshot of it.
Again, because I had it already because I put it on Instagram. So
gotcha.
This is an Etsy sale. I had paid $5 for this at an estate sale. Now this one's an old one. This was a let's wait for this thing to sell. I had a bazillion offers on this over time on eBay, but I paid $5 at an estate sale. I priced it pretty high. And I priced it real high based on something Teresa had told me. Teresa had sold one that was similar for a couple $100 a few years ago. And she was like, nope, no, hold out, price it high. And I was like, all right, even though there weren't any that were selling that high, I was like, all right, I'm going with Teresa's price. And I held out for a real long time, and it finally sold. It sold last week for that price you see there, $296.97. It was like I had been running a 10% off sale or something like that. And the buyer paid $14.95 shipping. So it was a vintage one. It had like the wooden handle, and it actually had a little bit of damage. There was one spoke that was broken inside too. And it was fully disclosed and photographed, and they still bought it.
Crazy. All right, last one. Here's my Macari sale for this last week. I sold this Beach Boys baseball party t-shirt, Beach Boys in concert. This is actually a shirt that I bought from Derek. He's got this guy in Kentucky. I gotta go to Kentucky, I'm telling you. He has this guy in Kentucky who buys out big estates. And I guess he's got like a barn that's got like 40,000 t-shirts in it or something insane like that. And Derek's never been to the barn, but I guess this guy basically...
You are the 4th person that buys from the guy in the barn, basically. You're the 4th person down the line. This guy's the 5th person. So we've got the guy in the barn, then some guy buys from the guy in the barn, then Derek buys from the person. Derek buys from the guy,
and then you buy from Derek. I'm the 3rd buyer.
All right.
I'm 3rd in line. Because the barn guy's 1, Derek's 2, I'm 3, this guy's 4. Everybody gets to make a little bit of money off it. Anyway, this guy's got a barn, and then he's got, basically what he does is he periodically moves stuff from the barn into the storage unit, and then that's what he sells out of as a storage unit. And I guess he's a little bit of an odd fellow, and he doesn't do any shipping. He's very selective about who he lets come to buy from him. And so it's pretty, and he also knows his stuff. So you're not getting like crazy good, like I'm going to buy all these t-shirts for $1 kind of deal. And, anyway, somebody can take care of that.
Bye, Rory. You're boring too.
Anyway, I'm awesome. You know what's really weird though, is like, why are 200 people watching me be boring? 'Cause I'm so boring. And speaking of Hill People, do you remember that Saturday Night Live sketch? What was it? Was it like Luthar of the Hill People?
No.
No, you don't remember?
No, I don't remember.
Of the hill people. Anyway, guy in the barn brings the stuff to the storage shed. What is in the barn? You know that barn's full of crazy stuff. You know it's full of insane.
I don't know what you're talking about. So
What do you mean? Okay, did I not just tell this whole story? I think this person that was in the chat was right. We are boring because you're not. There is a guy with a barn full of 40,000 t-shirts,
okay. All right.
and I'm saying that barn.
You were just talking about Saturday Night Live. Sorry,
I know.
You lost me there.
Son of a bitch! I'm out of here.
You've got to stop bouncing back and forth. Keep on one topic, lady. Jeez.
Anyway, you were feeding the trolls by talking to them, and then that distracted me. So just hold on. Anyway, so I bought these shirts, this shirt from Derek. I actually bought a couple of them, but this one sold for $150. It was a guy who his buddy had a birthday the other day, so he was really excited to buy this shirt and get it sent out to him, and he was super excited about it. Once it got there, I was very happy with the sale. It sold for $150. So I was pretty happy with that.
$150.
That's my second sale. So I've done 2 sales in the last week and a half, a total of like $350. So not bad from Macari. Anyway, what are you pointing at over here?
The message from Noelle and the super chat.
Oh, super chat. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi.
You were too busy babbling incessantly about Barnes and Saturday Night Live.
I was telling a story, and there's somebody out there who likes that Hill People sketch. And they are like, I cannot believe that Katy of Katy and Vicky just said my favorite sketch out loud. Oh, all right, Noelle just gave us a 2020 super chat. I think what she's doing is trying to condition into us that 2020 isn't all bad. So super chat.
That might be what she's doing. I love you, Noelle, but I don't think that's going to work.
Better late than never. Happy Sunday, fun day, working in the garden. Took a break because I forgot it was Katy and Vicky time, and now she's atoning for her sins by giving us a 2020 super chat. So, Noelle, I thank you very much. Thank you kindly.
Thank you, darling.
I just went out and went grocery shopping today wearing my awesome ET mask that Noelle made herself for me with vintage ET fabric, and I love it, love it, love it. But anyway, all right, so that's it for our sales highlights for the week.
Seriously, like if you've got to wear a mask, and most of us do, depending on where you live. If you have to wear one to go out shopping or whatever, or you want to wear one and you don't have to, if you haven't purchased one yet, you really should go and see what Noelle has to offer. The masks that she makes don't hurt your ears. They don't hurt your head.
Yeah, they go, but the strap goes behind your head.
They have a pocket to put a filter in if you'd like extra protection. But they also make it, they're a lot easier to breathe than a lot of the other ones that I've tried.
And they're made with awesome fabric.
I've probably spent about $200 on masks since February between the two of us.
Yeah.
And all different kinds. Mm-hmm. And this is the best one. I
have an ET one. You have the Peacock one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Data got, I think was hers like a Sugar Skulls one. Data Dead. Mm-hmm. Kind of thing. And then she has like a bunch of Grateful Dead ones, different fabrics.
Yeah, there's a lot of different fabrics. I mean, she does a really good job. They're very well made, and it's just the type of construction is different than I've seen on any of the other ones. It's this really cool elasticy type of 2-sided band with this pull tab. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like, you know, the things that you would put around your neck to hold sunglasses or reading glasses on your head so you don't lose your glasses.
Yeah. It's got a little tightener doohickey.
Like with a little tightener doohickey on it. That's like what's on the back of the mask. And I would never have thought that would make the difference, but they really do. And so you know, and I think that they're under 20. They're under $20 delivered, and you know, washable. I don't know. I felt like I'm doing a commercial for her, but honestly, it's you know, I don't think anybody likes wearing a mask. Nobody likes having this be their new friggin' accessory.
I think it's pretty cool.
or a forced accessory, you know, whatever it may be, but if you have to wear one or you want to wear one, it's nice to have one that actually has decent fabric or one that you can breathe in.
So Noelle says apparently there should be something in the So the masks I ordered from her are in the mailbox because we haven't gone to get the mail in like almost a week. So I promise I will go get those today. I ordered like 4 of the Grateful Dead masks, and 2 of them I plan to we're going to give away on this show sometime, probably maybe on Wednesday, and then 2 of them I'm going to use for giveaways on my my store Instagram whatever. I got the Grateful Dead ones because I understand that like a lot of people don't actually listen to Grateful Dead, but Grateful Dead is huge in the streetwear scene. And so all these youngins out there who probably have never actually listened to a single Grateful Dead song love them some Grateful Dead shirts. And so I thought Grateful Dead stuff would be a really good way to get some attention to my selling channel. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, do you want to show some of the stuff that you got this week?
Sure.
Have you been recording this whole conversation? I see that button's down. You did not ask my permission? Yeah. Talk about rude. She's got like this giant. Why don't you just show that first because it's huge. What do you got?
It was just I grabbed this at Savers. It's just kind of like a commercial sized recording thing, cassette recorder. It was $9.95, and then I had 20% off, so it was $8 plus tax. I looked it up by model number real quick because some of these are worthless. I probably would have grabbed this for $10 no matter what because I knew I would have at least made my money back, but some are not worth a ton. This one's in real good shape. But this particular one, the last one sold for $145 by looking up that model number. So I'm kind of happy with that buy. It's a brand I was not familiar with, EIKI. So I haven't tested it yet. I'm assuming it works.
Yeah. Real quick, Noelle says that she just got some top secret Rolling Stones fabric from 1988. Then those are going to be up, but they'll be more expensive because the material is vintage and rare. But Noelle, some people want to know how can they where should they go to order masks from you? Do you have them in a store yet, or should they just be contacting you directly? So why don't you let people know in the chat?
There is, I do want to say, by the way, Noelle, there is a fabric that you posted of Rosie the Riveter that I would like to reserve as many masks as you can make with that fabric right now. I'll pay you for every one of them. I have a bunch of ladies I need to make those masks for. So
you mean to commission those masks?
I want to commission those masks for. I can't make a damn thing. I can't sew a button on. So if you have not made those yet, I would like to, if you don't have any of that fabric spoken for yet, I would like to commission masks for all of that fabric that you have available, please.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what happens when you get really good sales weeks in a row. You start going crazy, throwing your money around buying masks.
Well, I don't think she has that much, but I think that I can get at least 10 out of the fabric that she has there. So
all right, cool.
I would like to order 10 of them if I can.
Yeah. So
at least 10. I don't know how many ladies do we have in our chat? 14?
Something like that. I'm not
sure. You can get 14 out of that Rosie the Riveter fabric, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. So, and you can see Noelle said right there, just check her out on Instagram, Farm Girl, spelled with a U, Scavenger, on Instagram. Go find her there. You can connect with her and order some masks. Seriously, they are the most comfortable. And if you're going to have to be wearing masks for the next who knows how long, when you go out, you might as well have a cool one with some cool fabric and that doesn't pull in your ears because I hate that. All right, so what else do you got?
I actually am just going to show a few.
I think we should make Cheryl, her husband are ready to see what you got. It's really exciting. I think we should make Cheryl wait though, because we're mean.
Yes, Corey says 14. So yeah, 14 Rosie and the Rosie Riveter masks. If you can do 14, I want to order 14 as a commission. I'll pay for them. All 14.
All of them.
Yes, call me later. Noelle, message me, call me, whatever. Let's see what I got here.
What do you got?
So I picked up, speaking of muumuus, this is going to be like my Hawaiian week, apparently. I got a bunch of Hawaiian stuff I'm going to show. I picked up this really cool Hawaiian dress, this muumuu. It's more of a Hawaiian dress than a muumuu. It ties up on the side, which is really pretty. Makes it a little bit fancier. This type is a little bit more of like a Hawaiian wedding dress than a muumuu, because it's not, while it's not quite fitted, it's not meant to be super loose and flowy. It's got buttons on the sleeves, this kind of high arch neck. But what I wanted to talk about was it's Heritage Hawaii, or Hawaiian Heritage, I should say, by Alan James. Alan James is a specific designer that does some of the higher end stuff. And there are a few pieces that have been that have sold for quite a bit. There's the signature is somewhere here on the fabric too, if you can see it.
Wow.
In a few places. I can see it in the back here. It's got this, you know, this cute little wahine, and there's some little hula dancers. It's nice. So it's a pretty one. I've got this one listed for about $100 or so. I paid, I don't know, $5, $6 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
This is another one I paid $4 for. Vintage 70s bright Hawaiian dress, 60s or 70s, kind of like a psychedelic orange and yellow floral. It has a pocket. It has pockets. Again, it's not a muumuu because it's more of like a kaftan type of dress, because it's not super huge and flowy. It's just long, not super loose.
I see all kinds of masks being talked about in the chat. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, hey, if we're going to be wearing them for who knows how long, you might as well start getting cool ones with it, like, you know, kind of reflect your personality a little bit. I think it's fun.
Gotta.
A
couple of, I've gotten 3 of these in the last week. So Vintage Jams World. You can tell by the bright crayon looking logo. This is vintage 90s Jams World dress with pockets, a little flowy one. Again, I paid about $4. This one would be, it's probably like another $69, $79 dress. Let's see. And then this cool Hawaiian, this is from 1970s. This is a Hawaiian honeymoon set.
Ooh.
So it is the men's Hawaiian shirt from the 70s. It's this real pretty peach floral Hawaiian shirt with the big spread collar and some silver tone buttons, very Polynesian looking. And then it has the matching dress, which is just this like tube top type of thing with a kind of like a faux wrap skirt in the front. It's pretty. It's a size medium, like a medium men's shirt and a medium women's dress. The elastic was shot on this, and the really nice thing is about having a photographer helper that is a seamstress. She replaced the elastic for me so that it actually can fit. So this set I have listed for $130. I paid $4 for this set. And that's it. That's my Hawaiian stuff for the week. And then I'm going to show you some vintage band t-shirts because Katie's not going to show any this week. What? Sandra, I don't find a lot of men's Jams World button-ups. I wish I did. Those sell faster than women's, the women's dresses. Those are harder to find.
Yeah, I just saw one of the streetwear guys on Instagram was doing like kind of a bolo and saying like, you know, you should be on the lookout for Jams World.
Yeah, they've always been a bolo. I don't find very many of those.
I just mean within the streetwear community as opposed to just generally as resellers.
I have found them, of course, in the past, but I haven't found a men's nice one in quite a while. Now these, the women's, those were all found in a thrift store. As a matter of fact, yeah, 2 different thrift stores over the last week and a half or so. So let's see. So these t-shirts, these band shirts I picked up from Barry. I did pay up for them. I'm not going to lie. This is not all of them, but I think this is a chunk of them. I paid around $200 for 6 shirts, I think. This one is a true vintage 1985 Foreigner baseball tee, Raglan baseball tee. I've been waiting for a girl like you. Agent Provocateur. So this one sells for about $100 or so. This one I haven't really looked up yet, but this is a vintage Jefferson Starship, Winds of Change. This is also 80s.
Let them say you went crazy. I don't care about that.
That's different.
You shut your mouth.
This one is 19. don't know when this is. 1980.
Yeah, I think that song is just Starship.
80. It is just Starship. Yeah.
But whatever.
This is old. This is actually when they were a good band, Jefferson Starship.
That song is one of the best songs ever done, ever. And if you haven't seen the video, you need to see it. Grace Slick as a mannequin, and she is kind of mannequin-esque because she doesn't know.
Fantastic.
It's a great song and a great movie.
It is a great movie.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, but that's Jam's World did make board shorts. Jam's World board shorts and Jam's World shorts, pants, anything Jam's World actually from the vintage 90s era sells really, really well, but the men's stuff sells super fast. So yeah, Jefferson Starship is better than Starship. Sorry. Classic Jefferson. But anyway, so this should sell for probably about 100 or so as well. I haven't looked it up yet. This one was why I bought the shirt. What?
Dana, shut your mouth. Continue. Go ahead.
Would you like to do the show by yourself?
No, I was being attacked in the chat. I have to defend myself and my Starship. Go ahead.
You were not attacked at all. Your name is not even there.
I said my Starship was. Go ahead.
So this is the reason why I bought the lot. This is a true vintage. Now, anybody that knows me knows I freaking hate this band. There is no band in the world I hate more than Nirvana. Not a one. Not a single band do I hate more. I say very nasty things about this band. I'm not going to say it now because I'm probably going to get shot for it. So I won't say it.
Do not say it.
But this is a true vintage Nirvana girls baby doll tee. Yeah, it's from 1991 from a specific tour. And yeah, I think I'll probably sell that for 100 and something as well, maybe 200. I know, Jen. I like every band except them. I'm sorry.
You got to understand that
they ruined my life.
Vicky was a hardcore hair band fan, and at the time when Nirvana came out, it was basically like hair bands were really popular, and then it just was bam, and everything changed. It seriously was like the record scratched. Everything came to a halt, and then we were launched into grunge.
Tracy's got my back on this one, and I guarantee Tracy's husband, Frankie, has my back as well, because we are of the same era, and we like all the same music, and Nirvana ruined it for us. So I'm going to tell you right now.
Because you like other bands from the grunge era. It's just, I think Nirvana is just so...
It was in 1 week.
It was literally like so fast.
Literally 1 week. Guns N' Roses, top of the the MTV charts. The next week, Nirvana. Guns N' Roses is gone.
Yeah.
1 week. 1 week. My life was over. I hate Kurt Cobain.
All right.
Anyway.
Let it go with that. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. What do you got? Show
so this is a vintage Kansas 1978 tour shirt. I don't know about tour, but band shirt, 1978. It's super faded, soft, one of those kind of see-through t-shirts. This one's really nice. I haven't looked that up either. Again, I'm thinking 75 to 100 bucks on that one. And then this one I did just list. This is going to be another $100 one or so. This is vintage Roger Waters.
That was cool.
80. I think this is 1980, 1980s, something. Pink Floyd, Roger Waters. Tour shirt. Cool. Yeah. So that's it. I have 2 more things. You want me to show them?
Let me show my 3 things.
Really? You're a hardcore Kansas fan, Mother Deals? I don't know anybody that's a hardcore Kansas fan.
That's funny. So I didn't do any real sourcing this week. Like I said, I did pick up 3 t-shirts that I'm planning on having in my auction next week when I do the virtual flea market, but I haven't gotten those yet, but I will be showing those. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, you need to go down below. Yes, you should be following my Katy Zilverberg Instagram for sure, but my boutique for him Instagram, which is my selling Instagram, and that's the one that I will be on doing the virtual flea on. So make sure you're following that one so that you know what's coming up this next week and when I'm going to be doing that virtual flea. So I didn't do any sourcing this week, but I did receive a little surprise in the mail. from a reselling friend. And they sent me a box of vintage military stuff. I got 4 items. One of them I actually gave to Vicky, and she's going to be showing what she got after this. I gave it up to her.
Liz, don't go anywhere because I'm going to need your help with this one.
Yeah, I felt like it made more sense. It wasn't really like something that I wanted to put the research into and sell on my in my store. It made more sense for Vicky, so I gave it to her. But I had 3 of the things that I kept for myself.
And I'm super jealous of these because I would have totally.
Yeah, they're really cool. So the first one is, this is just it's like a insulated quilted coach jacket. You can see like how it's like it goes straight down. So it's not like a bomber jacket. It's like a coach jacket. And sometimes you'll see those. It's just like a really light windbreaker. But this one's actually quilted and it's got insulation in it. So it's a little warmer. But this is a Marines, a U.S. Marine Corps jacket. And this is, when you look at the back is so cool looking. It's all embroidered. I think this is probably 80s, maybe early 90s. But it says Goonie Bird Detachment. And so what that is, this is like, that's like an organization for basically like old dudes who were Marines and they still want to be involved in that, in being a part of that cool camaraderie. And I think they do lots of projects together in support of other military members and stuff like that. So it's sort of like the Veterans of Foreign Affairs or Foreign Wars, is that what it's called, the VFW?
It's Marine Corps.
Right.
Marine
So
Wars.
it's so it's similar to like that kind of thing, but specifically for Marine Corps. So it says Goonie Bird Detachment, and then on the front of it, it actually says this was Tom's jacket, and he's got a bunch of different patches on here. He has a U.S. Marine Corps Military Police patch on there, which is pretty cool.
So that must have been what his what his role was in the military.
Yeah, and you can see there's a couple of pins on here. I don't know what those ranks are. I'm sure obviously I can look them up, but if anyone wants to in the chat, or even better yet in the comments after the show is over, that would be super helpful. But these things I can look up too. And then like on one sleeve, it's got the American flag and it says "One Mind, Any Weapon." I'm not really sure what that patch is. And then it's got like it's not like the Marine Corps
really
symbol,
nice brass
pin.
pin.
And then on the other sleeve, it's got Marine Corps League Goonie Birds.
Military Order of
really
the Devil Dogs.
Yeah, let me show
patch
right there. So it's pretty cool.
That's a great jacket.
I love this jacket. I think it's fantastic. So
it has like little to no wear. Like, so this guy probably had this jacket made, maybe wore it once.
Yeah. So I would guess this is probably early 90s, late 80s.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's a really, really cool jacket. I love it. Love it. And so I'm not sure what I'll price it at, but probably pretty high. It's a cool, really, really cool jacket. So then the other 2 things I have, they're very similar, what they are. And these ones, I haven't really had a chance to look them up and look at comps at all yet. But they are just really, really nice. These are both Army jackets. They're both from the Army. And this one, especially, you can see that because it's got the sergeant patch on it. This is the Army colors, Army sergeant patch. You can see the 3 stripes. That's for sergeant. And it's just a really nice.
It's a heavy overcoat.
Heavy overcoat.
The zip. It's got the button-out lining.
Yeah.
Overcoat.
And this is actually from
dry cleaned.
It is.
That's nice.
It's got quite a bit of wear to it, but
that doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter. And I was able to, like, by looking up the number that's on there, I was able to figure out that it's from the 50s. So this might be like Cold War era.
What depends on when the 50s, yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know what this patch is. If anyone knows what this black circle means.
There's a couple of military websites I can send you to research.
But I would like,
I want someone to do that for you.
No, I'm trying to get some interaction from our team. We got a team here hanging out with us.
All right.
So that's a cool patch. But I would imagine, I'll have to look this up, but I would imagine, at least minimum 150 to way more than that probably, but I'll have to look it up. But
you could get 150 for that if it was from the 80s. You can get about 300 for it from the 50s. Yeah.
So
it has everything to do with the age because the style and design doesn't change much.
Yeah.
Military, really nice. The older it is, the more it's worth.
And then I have this one, and this one's really heavy because it has like that lining in it.
Yeah, this one has the heavy
really
wool
heavy.
wool lining.
So this one's really heavy. And
this one's even older, I think.
This was 50s as well. If you look here, there's a tag right here, and it says it looks like 56. So this is around the same age. But anyway, this is just like a really heavy one. And then this one has, I don't really know what this patch is. If anybody knows what that patch is, I would love to. I'm just doing some crowdsourcing here. This is just a really cool patch. But again, this one's also Army. But I don't know, does it have any other
no other distinguishing
like it has any other pins or anything?
Again,
like
I think this is another $250, $300 one.
But just really, really, really cool. Yeah, this one's real heavy too.
The black circle is the symbol of the I-core portion of the Army. Black circle Army patch.
Interesting. Interesting. Very cool. But yeah, so these were actually gifted to me by another reseller friend. So I have $0 into them. And hopefully I'm going to be able to make some good money on them, and which is nice because, like I said, I haven't been spending a lot on inventory. So it was nice to get like a little surprise, a few pieces that are really, really cool. And I am excited, just because it's not streetwear. I have sold quite a bit of this kind of stuff before in the past. So I'm into it. I'm excited about it. So that's
I love it.
That's my little haul.
All right.
Little tiny haul. Oh, and that's what is it? Where'd you write down?
The 50 is the patch of the 50th Armored Division.
Okay, I'm going to write that down.
Look at that crowdsourcing.
See?
Thank you, guys. You're awesome. I have this one, which is a much newer one, but I do believe this is the Air Force. This is why I'm going to need Liz. Liz, I'll message you later. But this is a dress jacket with a bunch of medals on it. It came from the same reseller friend. And it has a bunch of medals and pins on it. It's got the satin, it looks like it's like a military tux jacket or something. But I think it's Air Force. I haven't looked up a darn thing, mind you. I do sell a lot of militaria, so I mean, eventually I'll figure it out, but I'm pretty excited about this one too. I don't know what I'm going to list it for. I don't know what's on it yet.
Liz says it's a captain's jacket.
Okay. Officer's jacket, captain. We can talk about some of these medals after, but yeah, it's a really nice one.
Yeah, she says they're expensive and easy resale. By the way, Cheryl is shouting out. It says that hubby is falling asleep. You wake up, Cheryl's hubby. You wake up because we got something here to show you.
So this is the item that I'm going to show. This is my favorite score from this week, by the way. Air Force mess dress, rank is captain. Thank you. I will forget that, but she's going to write it down right now.
Okay. Listen,
you write it.
Oh, okay.
He said, yes, ma'am. Okay, he's awake. So this was sticking out of the rack when I went sourcing Friday. And I didn't even have to look at the tag. Very exciting. It was,
okay?
Yeah, it was $12. I'm gonna stand up. This is not only the Pendleton to end all Pendletons, but yeah, it was $12, and then I paid 20% off of that. But it is a vintage Pendleton from 1994. Can you hold it up on one side, please? It has a train on it, all this kind of stuff, but
give it upside down.
It's the same on both sides. It has a big leather patch on it that tells you what it is. It's a pretty rare one. It's one of the Pendleton Indian blankets. That's a commemorative Pendleton Indian blanket from the Iron Horse Trail. It is Santa Fe Pendleton stores from Santa Fe, New Mexico. The Southwest Trails blanket by Ramona Sakastua.
Put it up. There we go.
So the last one sold for around $300 like 10 years ago. I can't find any anywhere.
It's really nice. The color is amazing. And I love like the little choo-choo train going across it.
It's a really, really cool one. And I have to think it's a really, really rare one. There are none on eBay. There is only one that has sold on Worth Point in the last 10 years for around $300. I am not sure what I'm going to sell this one at or what I'm going to list this one at, but it's, Gary, you think 1,000? I really don't know. $11 trillion. I love Liz's numbers. I really don't know where I'm going to put this one. I don't think $1,000 is too far off. I think I may start it somewhere around $1,000. I'm not going to put it in auction. I'm not an auction person. I'm really not. And I'm not sure that it would get a lot of, I think I'm one of those people who'll probably put it $1,000 or best offer and see what happens. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but yeah, I was so excited to see this. I knew it was Pendleton. I didn't know it was a good Pendleton, nor did I know it was this one, obviously, because I've never seen this one before, but.
Well, pretty much any Pendleton you find at Savers is going to be good.
Puppy's awake now. Yeah, I mean, any Pendleton you find at Savers is going to be good, right? So, I mean, if you're going to sell it for $60 or $75, you don't have much money into it. I've never sold a Pendleton for less than 100.
Yeah.
Even in crappy condition. But that one is in excellent condition. The colors are super bright, very vibrant. It has a couple of teeny tiny little moth holes in it, but they don't even go all the way through. They're just surface ones, which do not affect the saleability at all.
No.
I really don't know what I'm gonna put it at. I will say, I just want to talk about one thing that has turned out to be a dud. The oxygen regenerator, whatever it was that I talked about, I got for $20, thought I was going to sell for $11 billion.
Yeah.
And when I bought it in Arizona, I paid $20 for it. I can't sell it on eBay because it is considered needing a prescription, even though you really don't. It's something I can walk into a medical supply store and buy.
Yeah.
It's banned on eBay and it's banned on Facebook Marketplace. I have it on OfferUp. I have it on Craigslist. I don't think I'm going to sell it.
Yeah.
If anybody knows of someone local that needs an oxygen machine, I'd be happy to give it to them. I paid $20 for it, so I'm not going to make any money on it, but I would hate to throw it away.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm not shipping it either. It weighs a bazillion pounds. But if you know anyone that needs one,
it would be destroyed probably if you tried to ship it.
Yeah, it's just really heavy.
Anyway. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up our show instead of going 2 hours because we don't have anything else to show. And I'm hoping you guys enjoy the show. Thanks for being here. We will have a show on Wednesday. And hopefully by Wednesday, I'll know what the schedule is for the virtual flea. And again, for anybody who's wondering what the heck I'm talking about when I say that, I'm telling you the link down below to 1980 something co's Instagram is down below. Just look at his, if you want to go right after this, because he's live, he should be live right now. It should be going right now. And you can see what it is I'm talking about, how they're doing the virtual flea. But also you can go back and look at his IGTV. He puts all the videos up on his IGTV so that you can go back and watch the old ones. And that's what I'm going to be doing next Sunday. So hopefully Wednesday I'll know exactly what my schedule is going to be, where I'm at on the schedule, so I can tell you guys. But I'm excited about it. I'm nervous.
DuPage Picker says he just went live. So yeah. Give us a thumbs up, guys, if you're watching the show. We have over 210 people we're watching, or 220 we're watching at the height. We only have 58 thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up on the way out. We'd appreciate it. Give us something for the algorithm. We appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and spending part of your Sunday with us. As usual, we love you guys.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I'm gonna go do some work because God knows I'm not going outside into Dante's Inferno. I'm good.
All right, guys. See you Wednesday.
We'll see you Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.